92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
The guy on the phone today that wants to do a second date update was impressed by the girl that he wants us to call back today by how quickly she dropped to her knees.
Whoa. What? That is not a way I want
to pray. He met her at church.
Gosh. Why do you do that to me?
You guys are perverts. He met her at church. That's all I was trying to get at.
Sure, yeah.
Sean is his name, and he wants to call a girl named Lisa today. I guess he met her in church. Sean, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
So that's what impressed you about Lisa, huh? Her praying abilities?
Yeah. She maybe not in that way, but church. It's a good place to meet people.
Yeah. So you met her at church. How did you approach her at church, or did you wink at her during the service, throw a Bible at the back of her head? What'd you do?
Well, I've been going there for a while, and she started going, and she always sits in the same pew on the right-hand side, probably about 6 back. So, I've been watching her for a while, and I was like, it's time to make a move.
It almost sounds like you're stalking her at church with details like that.
Well, no,
Sean.
you do. I grew up in the church, and there's usually a couple hot girls, and you always know where they sit, and you kind of want to sit diagonal so you can stare at them while you're at church. Yeah, it's not that weird, Sean.
Thank you.
So how did you approach her?
Well, it was the end of the service, and we're all leaving, and we're all standing in the foyer, and I just went up to her, and I was like, hey, I noticed you, and I had my eye on you, and I was wondering if you just wanted to go grab some coffee, just, nice and simple. That's what I said.
And you had never talked to her prior to that. This is the first time you guys had ever talked.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you smile, you walk past people, but I never really, said anything to her, and she never really said anything. So, yeah, it was just kind of just walked up to her and just said that.
Did you get the vibe she knew who you were, too?
A little bit. I mean, she, you said wink before. I mean, I didn't wink, but that smile, the way they look at you.
Yeah. So you were definitely throwing her flirty glances and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, hey, she's cute.
All right. So obviously she said yes to coffee. How was that little date?
It was good. I mean, listen, I did everything. It was raining that day, so I waited in the parking lot. She pulled up. I walked her from her car to the front door, and then opened the door for her, of course. And
sweet.
We sat down. I mean, I pulled out the chair, all that kind of stuff, and it went good. It went good.
That's really sweet. I mean, you sound like a man who's looking for a relationship. You want something more out of this date, I guess.
I really was looking for something. I mean, she seems great. She looks hot. In church. I mean, what more could you want, right?
How was the conversation?
It was good. I mean, we talked about this, we talked about that. One thing I like is it's not just all church talk. I mean, there's the real world, So we're talking about our jobs and what we like to do and that kind of stuff. And I bought us everything. I mean, I'm thinking I did everything right. I walked her back out. Rain kind of was away, but I still had the umbrella. That way it could stay closed. You know what I'm saying? So I walked her back to the car, opened the door, gave her a kiss on the cheek. Of course, it's just first date, so no, tongue wrestling.
Right.
So gave her a kiss on the cheek and just closed the door, and she drove off.
And how many times have you tried to call her since?
I mean, not every day, stalk 5-6 times a day, but try in the morning, try at night. I mean, I've been trying. So.
And you haven't seen her at church or anything?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been to church since, so I haven't had the opportunity to see if she's been there. So I'm not really sure. She just hasn't been returning my phone calls.
Okay. Is there anything that you can think of that would make her not want to call you back?
Well, there's just one thing that happened. I mean, she wanted to, it sounds really stupid. I don't know. It just keeps replaying in my mind. So she wanted something to drink, right? So she wanted orange juice. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's cold, it's raining, it's wet outside. Why would you get orange juice? So
You said that?
You questioned her orange juice choice?
Did you really tease her about it?
Well, I didn't think it was mean. I just went ahead and ordered her a hot chocolate. I mean, I was paying, so I was like, listen, it's cold outside.
So she wanted an orange juice. You said, no, you're getting hot chocolate?
Yeah, I did, I mean, I just don't understand why you would order orange juice on a cold, rainy day. It's wet outside, we're just stomping off our rain boots with all this water. I got my wet umbrella, and she, wants to get a wet, cold orange juice.
Yeah, but that would come off as a little controlling.
I don't think so. I mean, it just didn't make sense to me. So maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe she didn't like that. That happened. I don't know.
Did she get her orange juice at all?
No, why would you get orange juice?
Yeah.
It's cold outside.
No orange juice for you.
And this was at the beginning of your date?
Yes.
Okay.
Right at the counter.
So, but all the conversation after that and everything else was fine?
It was cool. She was laughing. I was laughing. We had a great time. I mean,
Okay.
the vibe was just a little weird standing there because, like, there were people behind us waiting, and we're back and forth about the OJ and the hot chocolate, and I'm just
Can I
like,
ask, did she drink the hot chocolate? Because I think that will be the telling sign.
she drank it.
Okay. Well, maybe she wasn't upset by it.
Well, the fact that it happened at the beginning of your date and then you had a decent conversation after would make me think that that's not the issue.
Look, it's not a perfect date. I can't say that it was a perfect date, but it definitely deserves a second date. I mean, I've had much worse happen than this, you know, tripping, falling, people not showing up. I mean, I think I deserve a second date.
Cool. Well, we're going to play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
All right.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
All right, if you're just tuning in for the second date update, Sean is on the phone. He met a girl named Lisa at church, and she's not calling him back after their first date. They went out for coffee, enjoyed some conversation, and he can't figure out why. The only thing that he can think of that might have turned her off a little bit was at the beginning of it when she ordered an orange juice at the coffee place, and he kind of gave her a hard time for that because it was wet and rainy and cold outside and said, why are you going to do that on a wet, rainy day? And then he ordered her a hot chocolate. But the date continued and it seemed to go fine, so I don't know if that's really the reason. We're about to get her on the phone and find out what went wrong. Sean, you have any last thoughts before we give her a call?
No, I mean, let's get to the bottom of this.
All right.
Okay. And you guys haven't worked out on how you're going to win her over with your words of romance.
Well, we'll see what she says first before I decide what to say to her, you know?
Oh, okay.
It could be something terrible. You're like, I don't ever want to talk to her again. Who cares? All right, I'm going to dial the phone number right now, get her on the phone, and get your second date update. Here we go, man.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Lisa, please?
this is Lisa.
Hey, Lisa, how you doing? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Okay,
Have you ever listened?
maybe once.
Okay, cool. Well, it's nice to meet you, Lisa. The reason I'm calling you today is because we recently got an email about you from one of our listeners.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
You actually went out on a date with one of our listeners. His name is Sean, and you met him at church.
Oh,
That's not a good
You remember
response.
meeting Sean. You remember going out with Sean, obviously.
yeah. So he contacted the radio?
Yeah, it's a thing we do called the second date update. It's where if somebody goes out on a date and gets blown off, they email us so we can get the person on the phone and ask why.
Wow.
Sean told us about your date, and he also says that you haven't been returning any of his phone calls. Do you mind talking to us for a second and telling us why you're not calling him back?
I didn't like him.
Well, that's
Point
pretty
blank.
simple.
All right. That's cool.
really-
Hey, that's a good reason for not calling somebody back. Is there a specific reason that you didn't like him? Because when you talked about your date, he said you guys seemed to have a good conversation and enjoy each other's company.
I mean, he was doing all right on the date. I mean, I have to give him credit. Like, it was raining, and he came to my car with his umbrella, and he walked us into the restaurant.
Yeah.
So, I compliment him. I told him, it's really refreshing to meet a guy who does all these things. I mean, you've been really polite and, going out of your way to be a gentleman. And then he's like, well, thank you. I feel as a man, it's my job to take care of my woman, and the type of girl that I'm looking for, she just knows how to be subservient. He said the word subservient.
He actually said subservient to
I
you.
would have lost it.
Exactly.
Wow.
And it was just over from there. He pretty much wants a woman who wants to be barefoot and pregnant all the time. And he said that he didn't want his wife to work. He basically wanted her to stay home and raise the children and cook all of his meals.
Oh, my God. I would have left right there. I can't believe you stayed through the date.
I mean, I was trying to hear him out. I thought, maybe I could reason with him, but he's just narrow-minded, and it was like trying to talk to a caveman. He's worse than my mom. That's why I haven't called him back,
Yeah, I don't blame you. I just think that that's so weird that you would continue to be that nice. Not that you'd have to be rude, but
I really just didn't want to make a scene It was just a coffee date, so I thought, just hold my tongue, and in 45 minutes this will be over, and I will never see this ass ever again.
Okay. Well, Lisa, what if I told you at least have to talk to him one more time?
What do you mean?
I mean that he's actually on the other line listening.
He heard what I said?
Yes, he did.
Yes, I've been on the phone the whole time. Hey, Lisa.
Oh, God.
What? Okay, so tell me.
You heard
You didn't
what I
have fun? You didn't
You
like
heard
it?
it, right?
You didn't have a good time?
Did you hear what I had to say, Sean?
Sweetie, listen. I heard it, but I know what you meant, okay?
You're trying to talk to me after what I said about you?
There's nothing wrong with a man taking care of a woman and taking care of her needs. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about,
Listen, that is not taking care of a woman and her needs. That is being controlling and condescending. And since you don't understand that, we don't need to see each other. We don't ever need to
But here's the thing.
ever
What's
again.
wrong with me knowing what you need? I know what you need. I know what you want, so I'll give it to you.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
It's cold
Listen to
outside.
yourself.
Hot chocolate. That's what your body needs. I'm an old school guy, all right? Even if you don't know what you need, I know what you need because I'm tuned in. I'm paying attention.
Crazy. You're not
The
ready
issue here is
anyone.
you're not playing your role. You don't know your place. Your place is to be a woman, and my place is to be a man. A man has a place
Goodbye,
too.
Sean.
It goes
Goodbye.
both ways.
Goodbye. Sean, I know what I want. I know what I need. And you cannot control everyone. You cannot control every situation. You don't even know me. You met me one time. One time, Sean.
Wow.
You cannot know
Okay.
what someone wants or needs in one time.
Honey, just calm down.
I'm not
Here's the
and
thing.
I don't need to calm down.
This is what I'm
you
saying.
need
Just
to get
take a
help.
breath. So you're telling me you don't like a gentleman? You don't like somebody opening the door for you or walking in the rain? I mean, you don't like somebody doing a man's job.
I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like what you're about. I don't like your ideas. I don't like your views. I don't like your opinions. I don't like you, Sean.
I don't think any woman listening right now likes you, Sean.
No. There's a lot of girls out there that want to be taken care of. Okay?
Well, you
Trust
go
me.
find that girl. You go find that crazy ass. This is not me.
All right, well,
Amen.
Hey, listen, I don't have to listen to some feminist Nazi on the radio.
Oh, you are the one who reached out to me. Trust me, I would not have picked up the phone if it had been your number.
I'm going to ask the question anyway.
Oh, my
I feel like I know the answer, but I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot. Lisa, would you like to go out with Sean on a second date? Okay.
I love you, Lisa.
All right, Lisa.
I do.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you being honest with us.
You're welcome.
All right, take care. Yeah. There you go, Sean.
God,
That's
Sean.
your answer, man.
Well, looks like somebody lost out, and I'm just going to go find
Yep,
another
there
one.
you go.
Listen, a lot of
No.
people want a real gentleman.
That's not a gentleman. A gentleman believes in things like gender equality and respect for women.
I don't know.
Oh,
So-
you guys are such a-holes.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Today's couple for the second date update met at a place that I didn't even know existed and a place I'd probably never want to go to. A Yelp party.
Oh, I've heard of those.
You've heard of these things?
Yeah.
Really? Do you rate your own party at that point?
I guess. Yeah, I had no idea. Apparently, if you're like an elite member of Yelp, they all get together and talk about the reviews that they've had and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Like the best Chinese food in town?
Yeah, they're both members of the elite squad of Yelpers.
Oh, it's so hard to get into that. I'm not. You have to do like over
No.
300 reviews or something.
Jose's on Yelp all the time. He knows all
Yeah.
about it. So I can just imagine these people meeting and then complaining about each other the whole time or thinking about what they're going to write or review about each other when they get home. So Gary met Tara at one of these Yelp parties. Gary, what's up? How's it going, man?
That's strange.
going all right.
All right.
Okay.
I feel like you're already writing a review of the show.
Yeah.
So tell us about this Yelp party that you met Tara at.
Yeah, well, we both belong to the same club. I guess she kind of just joined it. It's called Seattle. part of people that write a lot of reviews for Yelp, sometimes we get together at parties and kind of just talk about things we've reviewed together. I know it's kind of nerdy, but,
What did you think when you first saw her?
What I think? I thought that she was really pretty and fun. But we got to talking, and, we kind of like the same restaurants, and we talk about different places that we both reviewed. I mentioned that I wanted to go to this new place, and she hadn't reviewed it yet either. So I said, why don't we go together? She said, okay.
Hey.
You must eat out a lot.
The one place in town that neither of you have reviewed, and you found it.
We do eat out a lot.
How was the date?
I thought the date was great. She gave me her address. I picked her up. We went to this new place. It was this, I won't say it, but it's a French restaurant. And she liked it better than I did. We both reviewed it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. But the food was good. The atmosphere was good. But the service was kind of slow. And the valet took forever to bring the car around.
Because you're in such a hurry on a first date. Come on, that's your time to make small talk.
Yeah, but if you're a Yelper, it's important that you let the world know about this type of stuff.
Can you guys even enjoy a restaurant at this point in your life, or is it just too critical for you?
No, we can enjoy restaurants.
If it's good.
Yeah.
If it's not good, then you're going to let them know.
Right.
Well, how did the date end then? I don't really need a full review of the restaurant, but how did the date end?
Well, I thought it ended good. I didn't try the kiss thing, but, I dropped her off and we hugged and I said, hey, do you want to check out this other place that she hadn't been to yet either? And she was like, yeah, let me check my schedule and I'll get back to you. And then she just never got back to me. And then I let it go for 3 or 4 days. And then I just texted her hey, did you check your schedule? Do you want to do this next week? And she just texted back, next week is super booked, sorry. So I waited a week, and then I texted her again, hey, how about now? And she just texted back, still super busy.
Yeah.
I feel at this point she's blowing me off.
Right.
She's blowing you off.
Has she posted a review about you?
I hope not.
All right, and so you haven't heard anything from her other than just hey, yeah, I'm still busy.
Yeah, I only texted her those 2 times, and she did get back to me, but I don't know, it's been a couple weeks, and I've kind of put the ball in her court to when do you want to hang out?
Okay.
I know she goes out all the time, just like me, so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Awesome, thanks.
Okay, just hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
I just realized something. We got so caught up in the fact that Gary and Tara met at a Yelp party.
Yeah.
Constantly talking to Gary about Yelp. I forgot to ask you, Gary, is there anything that happened on your date that you can identify as something that happened weird that would make her not want to call you back?
She liked the restaurant a lot better than I did. She gave it a 5-star review, and I gave it a 4-star review.
I can't imagine 1 star really
if your
driving
Yelp,
you apart.
If your Yelp vibe doesn't jive, I know that's a bad thing.
Yeah, we're not on the same Yelp wavelength. I don't think that's it though. But she did seem anytime I had a problem with something, she was kind of it's not a problem.
Oh,
but that's the only thing I can think of.
That's interesting.
Maybe she thought you were too picky.
Maybe, but I don't think so. She didn't say anything like that.
All right, we're going to call her right now and see if we can get her on the phone. All right, you ready?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Tara, please?
this is her.
Hey, Tara, how are you? I'm an owner of a restaurant you recently gave a poor Yelp review to, and I wanted to have a quick word with you. Got a second? Tara,
Okay.
I'm just joking. This is actually Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning on Moving 92.5. How are you?
Who is this?
Yeah.
My name is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning on the radio station Moving 92.5. We do a morning show here in town.
Why are you guys calling me? I'm sorry, I'm just a little confused.
That's all right. I'm calling you because you recently went out on a date with one of our listeners. His name is Gary. And Gary emailed us about you because he liked you a lot.
Oh, I know Gary.
You know Gary. You guys,
It's a start.
you met at that Yelp party because you're both elite Yelpers.
Yep.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yelp.
It sounds like you don't like Gary very much.
Well, I don't know if I should be saying this on the radio.
Tara, I want to say I appreciate your time, and if you're scared to say something about Gary on the radio or whatever, remember he actually asked us to call you because he wanted to know if he did something wrong.
Just think of it as a Yelp review.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, a girl expects a guy to be a little chivalrous, you know, like on the first date at least.
And you mean just like opening doors and all that kind of good stuff?
Well, yeah, you know, like, I don't know. I consider myself a lady, you know, classy. I like to be treated like one. But the bill came at the restaurant, and he said, how do you want to split this?
Oh, on a first date that he asked you out on.
On a first date that he asked me out to.
Yeah.
And I was really taken aback. So I just kind of, like, reached into my wallet. I gave him a 20. I was like, okay, I guess this should cover it. And then he had the balls to just say, well, I think you had a bit more bread than me, and you also had a second glass of wine.
Stop it.
So he wanted more money?
It. Wow. He was not counting what your charges should be.
No.
I gave him a little bit more money, and he goes, well, actually, I think maybe just a little bit more because that tip is only about 15%.
Hey, Tara? Tara?
Yeah.
Gary is actually on the other line. Gary?
Oh,
Look, I always give 20%. I don't know why you wouldn't want to give 20% to like the waiter. Even if I leave a bad review, I still leave 20%.
Okay,
That's all
you know
I'm
what?
saying is we
Kidding
weren't leaving
aside,
that tip.
I shouldn't have had to pay for anything. I mean, if we had
But
decided,
I paid for the valet. I mean, I
beforehand, you know, like,
picked you up and stuff.
I don't know,
I was
it's
doing
too
some
expensive
chivalrous
for you.
stuff.
Maybe we should have gone to a Jack in the Box, Gary. I mean, seriously.
And this was like our very first date, and I didn't choose this restaurant. We both said we wanted to review it together. I don't think it's weird to split the check on our very first date.
I mean, like, this is not how someone wants to be treated when they want to take you out. You know, it's like I don't want to have to dig into my purse to like help pay for the sales tax. I don't know. It made me feel like honestly.
Tara, would you not have had a problem with it if you had chosen the restaurant?
Maybe that would have been different.
Maybe it would have been different.
no.
Okay. Tara, come on. You're giving the guy a bad time because he just wanted to split bills with you.
He counted how many glasses of wine.
Maybe I'm just like old-fashioned that way. I honestly am. Somebody asks you out. They choose a restaurant. He's taking me out. Like, he should pay for the bill.
If that would have been that kind of date, I would have paid for it. But this was like a mutually agreed upon, like, we're going to go review this restaurant together.
I don't know.
Sounds like a business deal, not a date.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's like to be on a date with you? I mean, you literally were... Like, nobody does that. Guys don't do that. They don't. We were going to go review the restaurant, but to me, like, I thought it was like that was an excuse to, like, have you take me out, you know? Like, because I liked you. Like, I thought it would be fun to go. It was, it was a date.
Now, Gary, would you have been okay if she would have just given you the 20? In hindsight, maybe that was where you should have drawn the line.
No, I mean, 20 didn't even begin to, like, cover it. I don't know what that was. I don't know why I should be expected to pay for everything, especially because
Exactly
it's a lot
what
of
you should be doing.
expensive
It's
things.
the first date. After this, like, the second date, third date, maybe we can split it. Like, that's just what happens on dates. Whoever takes them out pays for it.
But you were ordering a $14 glass of wine. I mean, just think about that.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
really expensive. Why would you do that on a first date?
What's the difference between a $12 glass and a $14 glass? It's a $2 difference. Are you counting pennies? Like, are you super poor? Like, what's going on here?
Tara,
Really?
practice a little self-control, all right? When you're out on a date. And don't order the most...
We're going out to a French restaurant.
Yeah, come on. Get
All right.
the house Merlot. You're fine.
Well, how about this? How about this? We take money out of the equation and send you guys out on a second date, and we will pay for it.
Yelp anywhere of your dreams.
Yep.
I don't know if we can afford Tara's taste.
Tara, will you go out with Gary again? We will pay for a second date.
Oh, man. I mean, maybe I should go out with you guys.
No, because I'll make you split the bill, for sure. Will you go out with him again?
You know what? I would love to see Gary take himself out. I think that he should see what he's like on a date with himself.
Wow. Gary, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I guess our Yelp ors don't vibe or whatever.
Gary, I'm also going to need your address because I need to present you with half of the bill for this phone call. That's cool.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You can find anything at Target. You can get towels, toiletry, groceries. You can find sad, dejected boyfriends following around their girlfriends on a Sunday afternoon.
Just defeated.
Hungover, wishing a Mack truck would drive through the wall and run them over and just end their misery. But enough about my experiences at Target. You can also find a date at Target if you know how to look, and that's exactly what happened to today's second dater, Amanda, who is on the phone. Hey, Amanda, how are you?
Hey guys, I'm good.
What's up? So, how does one find a date at Target?
Actually, I wasn't expecting anything. I was in the cleaning supplies section, and this guy just kind of came up to me, and he kind of used like, "Oh, what kind of cleaning products do you use?" kind of line.
That always gets me going.
Yeah.
I know,
Hey.
man.
Yeah.
Ooh, you throw some Simple Green on me.
Uh-oh.
Hello. So you guys bonded over cleaning supplies.
Pretty much. I mean, he came up to me and was asking me what kind of cleaning products do I use for my kitchen.
How?
And that was it,
I
huh?
was like, okay, this is a pickup line, but I'll go with it because he was cute.
Oh, so it was obvious that he was just trying to make conversation.
I think so. I mean,
Okay.
who comes to the cleaning section and starts asking people what kind of products they use?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he had a real dilemma. Generic brand name.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I didn't know if maybe the two of you just thought it was so sexy to be talking about cleaning supplies that you had to go out.
How quickly did he move from cleaning supplies to let's go out on a date? Because that's got to be somewhat of an awkward transition.
No, I mean, we were talking for about maybe like 10, 15 minutes. He's like,
That's a long
hey, do you want to grab some coffee? Which then coffee led into drinks. And I was like, yeah, it was actually, he was pretty smooth about it. I wasn't really awkward at all.
You get hit on a lot when you're out? Is this a normal thing for you, or
No,
is it?
I mean, sometimes I get tacos, but, I don't get picked up at like Target or stores while I'm shopping.
So this was a new experience for you. If I were shopping at Target and somebody just came up and started hitting on me, I think it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So what did you guys do on your date?
We went to this cafe, and we were going to have coffee, but then we both got hungry after we were chatting for a while, so we ended up going to a restaurant, having dinner, so it ended up being like a long, nice evening.
Wow.
Which is usually a great sign if things just keep continuing. What was the best part of it for you?
I just think we were laughing a lot. We had a lot in common. We both love outdoor sports, and everything went well till the end of the date, which was just awkward.
Until the end of the date.
Oh, man.
We spent like 4 or 5 hours here, which is a really long date. Had great conversation. We're laughing, and then in the end, I kind of thought he would go in for the kiss, and instead, he stuck his hand out and shook my hand.
Oh,
That's
what?
He hand shook you?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
A guy handshaking a girl is very unusual.
Awkward.
How did that whole thing, explain to me how that happened? Because there are those times where you'll go to hug someone, but then you think they might want to shake, so you kind of do like a half shake and then half hug, and it's all messed up.
Yeah.
But was it like that, or he literally was making an effort to handshake you and not hug you?
I almost stepped in for a hug, and he immediately took his hand out, so I kind of pulled back, and then I stuck my hand out and shook his hand. But this is what's weird. He saw me at Target, so I know he's not gay.
Yeah.
He picked me up. He asked me out. So he knows what I look like. It's not like we were online dating. He had no idea. So
Yeah.
I just don't know what went wrong at the end of the day.
Well, after the handshake, did you guys make any plans to go out again, or did you drop hints at least?
He said, yeah, I'll call you. Let's go for a hike. And I was like, okay, sounds great.
So he even suggested the activity of going for a hike after handshake.
Right.
Weird.
Were you giving him weird signals, like maybe you weren't being very obvious that you were interested in him?
Well, no, I didn't pick up on any weird signs, and I didn't give him any bad signs. So I didn't feel that I did anything wrong, or I may have led him in the wrong direction. I just am confused.
Okay, so nothing weird happened on your date. Everything was perfectly normal, like you said. You guys were laughing,
Yeah.
hanging out, and then at the end of it, you try to go in for a hug, and he just sticks out his hand and shakes your hand. And
Shook it, yeah.
Don't write him off because of that, Amanda. He could have been nervous. He could not kiss on the first date. I mean,
I
you
know,
found.
but at least give me a hug.
I know, but you found a guy that cleans. Don't give up on it.
yeah, the sexiest thing ever.
Well, I have given up on hope. I mean, it's been 2 weeks since he called me, and the last thing I remember is a handshake. So
Okay, so that was going to be my next question. It's been 2 weeks since you went out with this guy,
yeah,
and you haven't heard a single word after your handshake.
yeah, I haven't heard anything.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, get him on the phone, and get your second date update, okay?
Thank you.
Hang on.
Baby, I'm playing on you tonight. Hunt you down
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know, Amanda, I don't want you to feel bad that your date ended in a handshake. Because, I don't know if you know this, but in a lot of cultures, a handshake is even more intimate than sex. Okay, I don't know exactly what cultures that exist in, but
devout religious ones.
I just made it up right now, and it sounded good to me. So don't feel bad that the guy you want us to call today ended your date by shaking your hand and not giving you a hug or a kiss.
Okay.
If you're just tuning into the second date update, Amanda wants us to call this guy named Danny. They met at Target. He hit on her. They went out, had a good time. She can't think of anything that went wrong on the date, but it did end with him giving her a handshake. Did it seem like he didn't want to touch you, or did it seem like a handshake was just normal for him to do?
I feel like he didn't want to touch me.
You feel like he didn't want to touch you. Okay.
But he offered the hiking after that. That's what the mixed messages have to be so confusing for you.
Yeah, it is. I just think maybe he had a personal issue that I don't know about, and I'm trying not to get personal.
Maybe he's like a germaphobe. He
That's
could
true.
be. You met him in the cleaning section at Target. That's a legit, that's actually a good theory. I just surprised myself with that. That might actually work. All right, well, I'm going to dial the phone number right now, see if we can get him on the phone, and hopefully find out what went wrong on your date and why he's not calling you back, okay? All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hey, I was looking for Danny.
Yeah, this is Danny.
Danny, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Good.
I'm calling you today because you recently went out on a date with one of our listeners, and they gave us your phone number and asked us to call you.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Her name is Amanda. She emailed us and told us about how you picked her up at a Target. She thought that was a really cute move, by the way, and told us a little bit about your date, said that she really liked you, but I guess it's been like 2 weeks now, and you're not returning her phone calls.
Uh-huh.
Would you mind maybe giving us some insight into why it's been 2 weeks and you haven't called Amanda back?
I guess I just can't see myself being in a relationship with her, and that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Is it because of something she did on the date, something she said?
I mean, I didn't get to know her really well, but she was kind of gross on our date.
How is
gross.
How is she gross?
Just her manners. I'm not sure really like how she was raised, and it was kind of shocking to me.
Wow, I'm very curious now, Danny. Because according to her, your date was perfectly normal. She didn't do anything weird. The thing that she did say was strange about your date was how you shook her hand at the end. Is that why you shook her hand? Because you thought she was gross?
Yeah, I needed an exit.
Can you give me one specific thing?
Yeah.
Was she sloppy when she was eating her food? She not put her napkin on her lap? What specifically made you think that she's nasty?
Well, it was going fine, and like halfway through the meal, she grabbed my hand and she leaned over into my ear and whispered, "I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay.
I have to honk out a dirt snake."
No, she did not say that on the first date. Are you
You're
kidding
lying.
me?
You're lying about that, Danny.
That could not be real.
I swear to God.
And she
What was that
whispered
term again? What was that term again?
Oh, man. She said I have to honk out a dirt snake.
Was she being funny, or was like this a
That's
legit?
what I thought. I thought she was making a joke, and I just said, "Are you serious?" She just said, "No, really, I have to go download a Brownload. I'll be back in a few minutes."
Stop it.
She had to have been joking then.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Come on, man. Like
I don't know one girl that would
No
do that
way.
seriously.
she had to have been. She had to have been joking with you, Danny.
She was not. She left. She was gone for a few minutes. I mean, at the time, I couldn't eat. I lost my appetite. That's how serious she was being.
What did she say when she got back to the table? Like she had to have had a smile or been laughing.
Yeah, she had a smile, and she patted her belly, and she said, "It looks like someone dropped the kids off at the pool."
With it.
She's so good.
Oh my gosh. Was your face red?
I didn't know what to say, and she just jumped right back into her meal, And after a few minutes, she noticed, and she thought I didn't like it. She asked me if I didn't like the food, and I said, I just pretended I was feeling sick.
I would have been so grossed out. Like, I've been with my girlfriend like a year and a half now, and I don't even know that she does that still.
Oh my God.
And I don't ever plan on knowing that she does that. So, all right, Danny, I can understand why that would be a turnoff for you.
Yeah, that's why I shook her hand. I needed to get out of there.
All right. Danny, thank you very much for being honest. I'm sorry you had to endure that date.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I'm sorry, too, I guess. Is that all that you guys needed today, or?
Yeah, that's just about everything. I'll let her know. Actually, why don't you let her know what the problem was on the date? Because she's actually listening and on the other line right now.
Oh.
Amanda, did you actually say those things, or is he over-exaggerating?
Yeah, I said those things.
You did?
Amanda!
What? Why?
Women do go to the bathroom, and I like to joke around a lot, and I said it in a joking manner, and I was going to be honest with him, you know?
Okay, so the lines that you used, those were jokes, but you really did have to do what you said you were doing?
Yes.
There's truth in every joke, Jubal.
But I don't know why you're being such a stickler about it. I mean, don't you go to the bathroom?
Yes, I do, but I don't tell people like that. I mean, you could have just said, I'm going to go to the restroom, or powder your nose, or whatever.
Yeah, say that.
But it wasn't a joke. I had to
Amanda!
Dude, I give it up to you, girl.
Amanda, you don't care at all, huh?
I mean, honestly, you want me to? Would you rather me at the table be like, "Hey, I gotta go"?
No, I don't think that's what Danny's saying.
No, you could have said, I have to go to the bathroom. To say it that way is if, like, I'm your brother and we're hanging out, you know.
Oh.
Well, I'm just descriptive. I'm a joking kind of person, and I'm descriptive, and so I have fun.
I will say, I wish I had a little bit more Amanda in me, because I haven't even talked about poop with my husband, and we've been married.
Everyone, guys, be open-minded. Everybody does it. It's a part of our human biological, systems. Like, we all go to the bathroom.
Yeah, but we stopped talking like that when we turned 14.
Amanda, you're telling me no other guy you've dated before has had a problem with this?
No, my last boyfriend, he used to come out of the bathroom and we'd high five.
Are you serious?
I bet we're going to get a ton of people on the text board who want to go out with you for this reason alone,
Probably.
Amanda. I mean, you're blunt and you're open.
Yeah, I'm honest, guys.
Yeah, I guess you're honest. I just, it's a first date. I mean, when you go out on a first date, you're supposed to, be a little more careful with what you say.
But shouldn't you know me for me? Why should I be hiding things?
Danny, you were attracted to her at one point. Couldn't you see the humor in it?
I mean, she whispered in my ear, "Dirt snake."
All right, good point.
Yeah.
Well, Danny, I would love to ask if you'll go on a second date with Amanda. We will pay for it.
I guess I can see where she's coming from, and it's great that she's so comfortable with herself, but I honestly can't stop thinking about Dirt Snake.
Okay, so, Amanda.
Listen, that's just me being who I am, and if he's not comfortable with it, then we're just not compatible.
Amanda, I really enjoyed meeting you, kind of, and, good luck.
Oh.
All right, no second date, Amanda. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm not sorry, guys. I'm not.
Yeah.
And you know what? Thank you for letting us all today learn a new phrase in the second date update.
Seriously.
Download a brown load will now be in my vernacular permanently.
Right,
Thank
and
you.
you guys will laugh about it later on.
Yes, we will, Amanda. Man, today's second date update has opened up the floodgates on our text message board at 78592. Texts in like this one. My wife sat on my lap and farted on me on our first date. It was love at first fart. We've been together for 6 years. We crap in front of each other all the time. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. Why are we getting texts like that? Well, because this girl named Amanda wanted to call this dude named Danny and find out why he wasn't calling her back after their date. She couldn't think of any reason why he wouldn't. Everything went great, except at the end of the night, he gave her a handshake. We called Danny, got him on the phone. Turns out that Amanda is very open with her bodily functions
Hey.
and even uses creative verbiage when telling you that she has to go to the bathroom. Things like on a first date, mind you, leaning over to the table going, hey, I'll be back. I got to go download a Brownlow. Just joking around with the guy about taking a number 2, and most people are not comfortable with that. I am one of those
Oh my
people.
gosh.
Been with my girlfriend about a year and a half now. Don't even know that she does it.
She doesn't.
prefer
Don't worry,
to
Jubal, she doesn't.
Never know that.
I remember
don't even
the-
really like knowing when my friends are going to do it. I just go ahead and take care of that business
There's a
yourself.
lot of people
One
on
of
the
my-
text board that are cool with it, though, that they say
Oh
they
my
would go
God.
out
No,
with
that's
her.
so many people.
Yeah.
Like, where is she? I'm ready for this girl to be my wife at 78592.
You guys realize she might talk about her time of the month with the same
Yeah, but she's
freedom.
funny.
Are you excited
She's
for that?
Funny. You know,
It's
she's got
funny.
a sense of humor, and
Is that
some
a sense of
people
humor?
like that. Yeah, absolutely.
It's
I
funny,
can't do
like
it,
the
but
first
good for
couple
her.
times, but imagine being on her 5 years from now. You've been dating for 5 years, okay? After 5 years, nobody's attracted to each other anyway. And then you have to sit there and listen to her continue to make these jokes. You're just like, okay, it's got to stop at some point. Another text in at 78592. This chick is amazing. She's funny, open, hot enough to pick up. This guy is a total tool. Another one that
I see it.
I bet she's as dirty in bed as her dirty mouth. All
I don't
right,
think
but
you want
listen.
that kind of dirty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a different kind of dirty.
It might be bad. But everybody texting in at 78592, there's not a lot of people that are ripping her for being so open
This is the-
about having to take a
This
Tuesday
is the
in the middle of her date.
second date that I've ever been scarred. Like, I will never, ever
Oh,
forget the
come on.
term
It's definitely
steak.
not the first one I've been scarred, but yeah, that's
So funny.
I still wish I was more like her. I mean, the first time I farted in front of my husband was one of the most embarrassing moments.
You
of my
tell
life.
us you
why?
like eat on the toilet and
Yeah.
keep the door open and talk to
Yeah,
each
but
other.
that's only with peeing, Lydia. Peeing is not gross.
But you still keep the door open and have chats
Number
with
You're
each
one,
other.
still
fine.
sitting on the toilet eating food talking to your husband, no matter what you're
So
doing.
don't worry, you're like her.
Yeah, you're pretty. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're exactly like this girl. Actually, you're probably
Closed.
worse.
Stay more closed, actually. That'd be more open.
You just wait. That is love right there, is what that is.
I don't know. I never want to be in love, then, that's for sure.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, when you're out on a date, you need to be careful with what you joke about. Okay? Because you could end up offending somebody. My go-to joke on a first date that usually just kills it with the ladies is this little gem right here. I look at them and I go, hey, here's a joke for you. Horse walks into a bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bartender says, Jubal, put your pants back on.
That doesn't even make sense.
I don't
it
get
makes
it.
Of course you guys wouldn't.
Oh,
Think
I
about
get it.
There it is.
That's
Yeah. The
it's
ladies
just so far
usually
from the truth.
love that joke. The guy on the phone to do a second date update today, though, is having a problem. He thinks maybe he told an off-color joke, and it kind of turned the girl off. His name is Dave. Dave, what's up? How are you?
Hey, I'm good.
What's going on, man?
Just licking my wounds, I guess.
God, you sound
you-
so upset,
Yeah,
Dave.
defeated.
So you think that you told this girl a bad joke, and that's why she's not calling you back?
Yeah, I don't know what I did, but that's the only thing really I could think of that went wrong.
All right. How long ago was your date, by the way?
About 10 days ago or something like that.
And how did you meet this girl?
I met her at a bar,
Okay.
and she was with some friends, and I just started talking to her.
Now, a lot of people, when they do these second dates, they say that their first date was actually just getting drunk and hanging out that night. Did you guys actually go on a date, or did you just get wasted together?
Well, we kind of went out together because I was with some friends, and then we ended up kind of breaking off from the group, and then we went to another bar and had a drink.
Okay,
All right. And that all seemed to go pretty well?
Yeah, it went well enough to where I invited her back to my place, and she came over.
Oh.
That's usually a good sign that a date is going good.
Yeah.
So tell us about the joke, though, that you emailed. You didn't tell me what the joke was, but you said you may have offended her.
Well, I brought her out a drink, and I said, "Man, wouldn't that be funny if someone mixed something in there or something regarding the
What?
No.
You made
Yeah.
a joke like that to a girl who you just met.
Yeah, but I mean, she came to my place, so
No. Mm-mm, no. You don't. I'm guessing she didn't drink the roofie joke drink, right?
no, she left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course she did.
Did she leave right away after you're like, hey, some people call me Mr. Cosby?
Well, I mean, she made me feel uncomfortable enough by her reaction where I kind of knew it was over right then and there. So.
Yeah, it made you feel uncomfortable. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I know it was a stupid thing to say, man. I know it was dumb.
That's one of those moments where you say it, you're like, this is going to be really funny.
Yeah.
And then you say it, and then you see the look on her face, you're like, oh, crap, I just made a roofie joke to a girl who just came over to my house.
Oh, no.
Not a good idea.
I know, it was like the stupidest thing I ever did.
I feel like moments like that, it's like record scratch and then dead silence. What did she say to you?
Well, it was kind of like an awkward look, and then I just kind of did the math, and when she said, I'm going to get my Uber, I was like, all right, see ya.
Did you try to explain to her, hey, sorry about that, it was just a joke, I didn't...
Well, it took a second, but then I said, hey, where are you going? I'm just kidding. It's a joke. And just to prove it to her, I drank her drink, too.
Oh, my gosh.
I slammed it right in front of her.
At that point, you were already too far in the hole. I don't think there's any saving you. So she left, and you haven't heard anything from her. Have you tried to get a hold of her?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I tried to get a hold of her. I texted her 3 times saying it was just a joke.
Oh, my God. I would never call you again.
And she hasn't responded to you at all.
No, nothing.
Do we even need to make the phone call, Jubal?
We already know why she's not calling you back.
Yeah.
So you liked her a lot, though, huh, for your first meeting?
Well, yeah, I did. I really did like her a lot. She got this really cute dimple, and she laughed at most of my jokes.
Most of them.
And so, yeah, I mean, she's pretty, she's smart. I mean, what's not to like?
Hey, Dave, I just want to point out, okay, this girl that you just described to us, fun, pretty, attractive, everything else, was at your place after a night at the bars, sitting on your couch, ready to hang out with you all evening, and then you screwed it up with a really poorly timed roofie joke.
Gee, thanks for pouring salt in the wound.
No problem. That's what I do. Well, we're going to play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay.
All right, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know, a lot of times when we do these second date updates, we talk to the person about their date, and then we go like, I wonder why they're not getting a call back. Mm-hmm. Not today. Today, we're pretty sure why Dave, who's on the phone with us right now and about to do a second date update, is not getting a call back, and it's all because of a really bad joke that he told with a girl that he just met. I'll recap real quick. He met her at the bar. They ended up hanging out, having a good time, went back to his house, and then Dave dropped this gem on her. Go ahead and tell us what you said to her.
I brought her out a drink, and I made a sarcastic remark about if anyone put any roofies or drugs in the drink.
Yeah. So funny.
Bad idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, after he said that to her, she turned cold and then left, and he hasn't heard from her since. So we're about to call her right now, and maybe she'll blow our mind. Maybe you have body odor. Who knows? It could be something different.
I don't know what I did. I thought we were having a blast. And then
You know what you did. You know what you did. Everybody knows what you did. All right, I'm going to dial the phone number right now, get her on the phone, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, is Cammie there?
Yeah, this is he.
Hey, Cammie, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Hi.
What's going on?
Nothing much. You guys calling me?
Just calling to check in to see how you're doing.
Hey, Cammie.
Are you familiar with the show?
Kind of.
Have you heard a second date update before?
No, not really, but yeah. Yeah, I guess.
No, not really, but yeah?
I heard of them.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations, Cammie. You're about to be the star of a second date update.
Okay, what does that mean?
Well, that means that you recently went out on a date with one of our listeners, and he liked you so much that he emailed us and asked us to call you and find out why you're not calling him back. His name is Dave.
Oh, my God. Okay.
You remember going out with Dave?
Yeah, I remember it.
Did you not like him?
That's an understatement. I don't even have words for it.
Okay.
He was being so childish. Like, my 5-year-old nephew is more mature than he is.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, the whole time, like the entire time, food, drinks, everything,
he's making like these inappropriate jokes the entire night.
So when he brought you a drink and was like, "Hey, don't worry, didn't put any drugs in there."
He told you that?
Yeah, he did. He told us that. And that's why he thinks you're not calling him back, because of that joke right there. But it sounds like there's more to it.
Oh no, he has a handful of like jokes. He has a load of jokes.
So you didn't feel danger by him when he said that, you were just annoyed?
Yeah, I was just annoyed. I felt like I was like babysitting like a grown man the entire time.
Then why did you go back to his house if you weren't having a good time with him?
I feel like I was giving him another shot. I was like, this is it. But I feel like he's that type of guy to have jokes in his pocket to try to impress a girl.
So you think he just memorizes bad jokes just in case he goes on a date?
Exactly.
What were some of the things that you can remember?
Oh, all right. He was like, what did the hurricane say to the coconut tree?
What?
Hold on to your nuts. This isn't your ordinary blow. And I'm like, what the
Oh my God! Did you laugh at any of these jokes?
I choked, which was very ironic. I choked on my drink.
I'm confused. Was he just throwing all these bad jokes out at you over drinks, or did it come up casually in a conversation? It was like, got a joke for that.
Yeah, like, for example, we were talking about my job, and he was like, what's the difference between my job and a dead prostitute? And I was like, what? He was like, your job still sucks.
Are you serious?
So he was just... That's awesome that he has all these jokes in the palm of his hand to throw them out there.
Oh, my God. It was just so deceiving. I'm like, you're a handsome guy, but you're just so stupid and dumb. Like, why are you...
But you still hung out with him all evening.
Yeah, because he's cute. He's attractive. And I thought, maybe it's just like he's nervous. I'm going to give him a shot. Like, we went back to his place, and I was like, maybe he'll be a little different in his own atmosphere. That was, that wasn't true either. He's still as childish at home as he is in public.
So even with all the bad jokes and everything, you were still in it until he made a roofie joke back at his place.
Yeah, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Call me an Uber.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
That'll usually kill the mood.
Oh, it killed it. It was dead.
I can imagine.
Cammie, would you like to hear some more of his jokes?
No, I actually don't.
That's too bad, because he's actually on the phone listening right now. And I'm sure he's got many jokes for this occasion.
No, he's not. Are you serious?
Yes, he is.
Guess who?
Oh, you're creepy.
Cammie?
Hi,
I
Dave.
can't believe you don't like my jokes.
I don't.
Then why were you laughing at all my jokes?
Because it's nervous laughter. I thought you would get the hint that this was, like, uncomfortable,
I thought we had a good time, and then all of a sudden you just split so fast after that little joke about the drugs and the drinks.
Little.
No, it wasn't just the drugs and the drinks. It was the other two, the other, 10 jokes that you were telling the entire night.
What, the coconut thing? Everyone loves that joke.
No,
You could tell I was just kidding.
No, I can't. Maybe because I'm an adult and I'm not playing childish games when I'm on a date.
Well, sorry. Next time I'll just tell some, more PG-rated jokes.
Have these jokes ever worked for you in the past?
If I were to rewrite the alphabet, I'll put you and I together.
Oh, that's your PG joke. That's bad.
PG one.
Cammie, why didn't you tell him in the moment, hey, enough with the jokes. This is kind of offensive.
I didn't want to, embarrass myself and then, crush him at the same time. It was just an uncomfortable situation. I don't like making people feel bad.
Oh, well, it's okay now.
I didn't know you were on the phone.
Yeah, it's all different. Now that she knows you're on the phone, she feels bad about it, Dave.
Cammie, look, I'm sorry. I didn't know you felt that way. Had I known, I would have just stapled my mouth shut for the rest of the night. I really like you. I thought we had a good time. And if you ever want to hang out again, I promise I won't open my big mouth.
It's a pretty good deal.
No.
Cammie, you went back. Cammie, but think about it. You went back to his place even after all the bad jokes that you said you just hated. It was just that one joke that put it over the top. You must have liked something about him.
His face.
Okay, well, you like his face. That's good. You think he's a cute dude. Cammie, would you go out with Dave on a second date? I will pay for a second date for you guys.
No.
What if we make sure he doesn't say a word and you just get to stare at his face?
What, are you going to be at the table with us?
Sure, if you want.
It's really.
How about this? He and I will sit there with you, and we'll just try to top each other with bad jokes the whole time.
Listening to idiots tell bad jokes the entire night is not my ideal date, so I'm going to decline.
All right.
I think that's a smart decision.
I'm really sorry to hear that, Cammie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Cammie, before you go, I got a joke for you.
No. Oh, my God. No.
How do you leave an idiot in suspense?
I don't know.
Nailed it. All right, that's all.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Got a text message in at 78592 that says, I made a worse joke than the guy from the second date update on a first meeting at my place. I said to the girl, hey, nobody knows you're here right now. You could disappear and never be heard from again.
Oh, no.
It says that she did not see humor in it.
No. There's no punchline there. There's only creepy.
If you missed the second date update, Dave wanted to call this girl named Cammie. He knew what he did wrong. He made a really bad joke after they went back to his place, and he got her a drink, and he came up and was like, there might be something in it. He made a roofing joke to the girl that he just met, and then she left. But it turns out that he was just cracking bad jokes the whole time, and she couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, she wanted him to shut up and just be pretty.
Yeah.
Was the problem.
She said the reason she stuck it out through all the bad
Yeah.
jokes leading up to that one was because he was cute. So she stuck around. But after he made that joke, she's like, I can't do it anymore.
It's like me. It's like me and you when we're on dates with hot chicks, dude, and they're annoying, but you're like,
I guess I'll
stop
just
talking.
deal with it.
Yeah.
Is someone going to tell Jose that he's actually the guy that people want to be quiet?
Probably
And I'm-
shut your laugh up, Jose.
I'm surprised at all the people texting in at 78592 who really liked this guy's jokes. They're like, that's awesome. I wish you would have made a joke like that on a first date with me.
I'm scared. I'm scared of the guy who said he's writing these things down
Yep.
for new material to use later.
If you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, Brooke and Jubal at move925.com. We will call the person who didn't call you back. If you missed the second date update, it'll be online shortly at move925.com. Young Jeffrey's Song of the Week.
Yes.
Just a few minutes away at 8:10.
Moving 92.5. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The guy that sent in an email for today's second date update said in it, help, I want to get a second date, and I also need to convince her that I'm not a murderer.
Oh my God.
Sounds like a
I think maybe we can do that. His name is Riley. He's on the phone right now. Riley, before we do your second date update and convince her of that, first you're going to have to convince us that you're not a murderer.
I promise you I'm not a murderer.
Okay, well, why would the girl that you want to call today think that you might be some sort of psycho killer?
One thing after another happened. It kept going wrong, and I didn't even end up going on the date.
Oh, so you got arrested by the police and then questioned in authority, and somehow were able to talk your way out of it and actually be on the phone with us now.
No, that didn't get that far at all. I just creeped her out, and it was just an unfortunate series of events.
What do you mean you creeped her out? How'd you creep her out?
Well, here's what happened. I had went over to the mall, and while I was shopping over there, I had this girl helping me out. We were flirting a little bit. She was really nice. Felt like we had a bit of a connection, and I said, hey, maybe we can hang out sometime.
Mm-hmm.
So by the end of the week, I called her up. I said, do you want to go to this little sports bar I like? It's just a casual little place. And I said, do you want to meet me there? She told me she didn't drive. So I offered to pick her up.
Okay, this all sounds very uncreepy so far.
Yeah.
Well, so I went to pick her up, and she lives kind of a little farther out of the way. So she comes out, and she is looking really good, way even better than she did when I saw her at the mall. So,
Yeah. They often look better when they take off their Sparrow outfits. We've been on so many dates with those girls. They really do. They clean up nicely.
Hey, and what's her name? You never gave us her name.
Oh, it's Ellie.
Ellie. Okay. Ellie gets in your car, and that's when she felt like she was going to be murdered? Or
No. So I really didn't know the area too well where she lives, so I start making my way down to the restaurant, and I know I got to get on this one highway, so I'm looking for it. I'm making turns, and I'm really not seeing anything familiar, and I keep making more turns, and
Why aren't you just asking her for directions if this is where she's from?
well, it's kind of like a guy thing. Like, we don't really ask, men don't really ask for directions.
Yeah, he's
Not
right.
me, man. I use my GPS. I pull over even if my GPS is working to ask people. I'll ask
I got
anybody.
the GPS on my phone, but I had some, cool music playing, and I didn't want to shut it off. So, like, I'm trying to make this all go cool, and, like, I want to show I got my stuff together, I know where I'm going.
Yeah,
I know what I'm doing.
Every woman loves a man who's good with directions.
Well, see, that's the thing. I didn't know if she knew I was lost or not because she just started making conversation and talking about stuff. So it was just all going kind of well.
Okay.
So I'm keep going, and still I don't see anything I recognize at all. And I think she kind of started to ask me some questions like, do you know where you're going? And I was like, yeah, we're good. And she asked me where we're going again. I told her the name of the place, and she started to kind of like tensed up a little bit, and I was like, you all right? And she's like, yeah, I'm good. And make another turn, and still, like, she was getting more nervous and more nervous as I made more turns and kept going farther, and I'm looking around, and she starts asking me, like, oh, you're not going to, like, kidnap me, right? And I'm like, oh, what? No, I'm not going to kidnap you.
You're like, we don't know each other well enough yet. And you,
No, I'm like, come on. So, like, she's just getting scared, and I'm starting to make me nervous, too, so I'm having even more trouble with driving and trying to figure out where I am, and then I'm like, starting to get anxiety from that, and then starting to get dark, and then she's getting even more scared.
Because she's in the car with some guy who sounds like he's sweating with his knuckles clenched on the steering wheel and leading her into the woods.
okay, at that point, why didn't you go, you know what? I'm going to stop the cool music that I'm playing and use the GPS on my phone.
Because I knew eventually I was going to find the highway. I knew just within minutes that I would find it.
Yeah. But did you?
Well, no, and then she kept getting more upset, and I kept telling her, okay, give me another minute, I'll find it. No, give me a minute here. And then eventually she just said, pull over the car. And I said, are you kidding? Like, really? She's like, yeah, pull over. And I pulled over, and she got out, and she's like, oh, I'm going to call my friend. And I'm like, you're in the middle of nowhere. Like, I'm not even sure I know where I am right now. Do you even know where you are? And then she says to me, oh, at least I won't get killed by you.
Oh, no.
All right, there it is. So she thought you were taking her somewhere to murder her.
Yeah, but I wasn't. I was taking her to get a burger at a sports bar.
I don't know.
You know what? Sometimes that feels like murder to me after I eat some of those burgers at sports bars.
Wait, so did you just drive off and leave her on the side of the road?
Well, she said she's going to call her friends. So I said, well, I'll wait with you. I just want you to be safe. And she says, no, I don't want you anywhere near me. Oh. So I just waited on the other side of the road for her.
Oh, my
God.
You freaked
Yeah,
her
that
out.
sounds creepier than just leaving her. Like, so you went across the street and just stared at her the whole time.
Well, I just didn't want anything to happen to her. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, do you feel like an idiot? Why didn't you just say, I am so sorry, I got lost, I didn't want to admit it to you?
Looking back, yeah, that is absolutely what I should have done. But and the funny thing is, I ended up finding the highway a few minutes after that.
Of course. That's the way it always works. All right. And have you tried to call her since, or have you just kind of left her alone because she thinks you're a murderer?
I've tried to call her, but she doesn't answer any of my calls. And then, actually, I called her a few days ago, and she told me, oh, please leave me alone.
Oh, no.
All right.
Okay.
So we're going to call her
now,
again.
yeah, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for the second date update, Riley is on the phone with us.
Oh, my gosh.
And Riley has a thirst that can't be quenched.
You're really helping
That's
his case.
right. And that thirst is a girl named Ellie.
Stop hitting the scream button.
A girl that Riley took out on a date and hasn't been heard from since. Riley, are you ready to do your second date update?
Yes. Oh, no.
If you're just tuning in and you don't know why I'm introing the second date update like that. It's because Riley went out on a date with a girl named Ellie, and he creeped her out so bad that she demanded he pull over the car, and she got out of the car and called a friend to come pick her up. And it happened that way because Riley didn't want to ask for directions or use his GPS. They wound up driving around forever and then drove like off into these secluded streets, and she started getting scared and saying that she was nervous that Riley might be a murderer. So she asked him to pull over, got out of the car, and that's the last that he's heard from her.
Riley, why do you think you could come back from this? I feel like a little creepy you can come back from, a little aggressive maybe. Yeah. But fearing your life is something that I could never say, oh, maybe I'll give him a second chance.
I should have just let my pride down a little bit and used my GPS, or at least ask for directions or ask her or something.
Yeah, because then you wouldn't be labeled as a murderer. And now, unfortunately, Riley, you have to live with that forever.
I just really, really want a chance to apologize and explain myself and hopefully ask for a second date.
All right, well, I'll dial her phone number, see if we can make that happen right now, okay?
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm not even hitting a button. It just happens every time you talk, Riley.
Would you mind when you talk to her, please don't hit the scream sound effect?
I can't really make that promise, Riley, but I'll try, okay?
It's a lot to ask.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, I was looking for Ellie.
This is she.
Hey, Ellie, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. What's this about?
Well, I'm calling you because we actually got an email about you from one of our listeners.
What kind of email?
It was an email about a date that you went on recently.
What?
Yeah. We do a segment on our show called The Second Date Update. So you recently went out with a guy named Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like,
and I guarantee you remember this date because Riley told us about it, and he said that you accused him of being a murderer.
Yeah, I did.
Unless that happens on a lot of your dates, does it? Or was it just this one time?
Oh, no. This is unique.
I don't blame you. After we talked to him, I'm like, I would have felt the exact same way you did.
So you talked to him?
Yeah, we did. We talked to him about your date. He told us how you guys met at the mall, planned a date, and after he picked you up, you guys drove around for a little while, and then you accused him of being a murderer and asked to get out of the car and then called your friend to pick you up.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Oh, my God. What was going through your mind?
You know, I'm in this guy's car, and we're driving around, and lots of strange back roads, and he was going and going and going, and I didn't know what he was doing. I mean, I would ask him questions about if he knew where he was going, if he was lost, and he just sort of kind of, in a very creepy way, mumbled answers to me. I don't know. It was very strange.
Whoa.
And so that's when I decided I needed to get out of this car, and I told him to pull over right away.
Yeah. He told us all that. He did also tell us that the reason he was driving around like that was because he was lost. And he didn't want to ask for directions or use his GPS because he wanted to prove to you that a man knows where he's going.
Really?
It doesn't sound like you believe that.
I don't know. I mean, who in this day and age doesn't use GPS?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said. But he told us he was playing some cool music on his phone and didn't want to interrupt it with his GPS.
Well, he was playing cool music, but like you would think, like that's a little creepy to sort of kind of keep driving and not answer me. Like, are you lost?
Outside of you thinking he was a murderer and driving around forever, like, did you have any good conversation in between your life flashing before your eyes?
When I met him at the mall, you know, he seemed very cool and charming and everything. And then
Yeah, they always are.
Yeah, right?
They always are.
Yeah, but, you know, then he picks me up, and it was, like, totally different, you know? It was just sort of kind of creepy, and I don't know. It's a totally different creature. I don't know.
So would it have been different if you'd have said, hey, I'm sorry, I'm really lost right now. I do not intend on murdering you?
In all honesty, it might have been a little bit my fault, too. You know, I overreacted.
Okay. You think that you overreacted? I don't know if you're overreacting. I mean...
So I've been binge watching on Netflix lately.
Binge watching Netflix.
What does that have to do with you thinking that he's a murderer?
Well, there's There's a show called Forensic Files that I've been addicted to.
Oh, I love that show.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but you know what? After watching Forensic Files, you think everybody's out to kill you.
Well, like I think it just really got in my head, but I don't know.
I do not watch anything like that. Ever since I was a single girl living by myself, I can't watch CSI shows. I can't watch any of them.
So yeah, I think that's probably why it was sort of my fault. I've been watching the show even up until like he picked me up for the date.
Oh, yeah. That should be a lesson. Don't watch Forensic Files right before some dude picks you up for a date.
Oh, man, of course you were scared.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that show, but I'm guessing it's all about murdering people.
Yes. And how they
Yeah.
find bodies and stuff.
Yeah, and
it
there's
is.
probably a lot of gruesome reenactments.
Okay, you guys need to stop talking about it because now it's getting back in my head again.
So, sort of a miscommunication then. He didn't tell you that he was lost, and you automatically thought that he might be a murderer.
Yeah, that's basically it.
You know who would be really interested to hear this? Riley, because he's actually on the other line listening right now.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. Riley, you there?
I'm here.
Oh, man.
Wow, I didn't realize you were on the line.
That makes me seem even creepier now, doesn't it?
That is a good point, Riley.
Listen, Ellie, I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean to come off that way to you. I just was so nervous. The whole thing was just so ridiculous. It kept getting worse and worse and worse, and now I just feel like a total idiot. I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm sorry, too. I know I overreacted. I just, you gotta understand it was creepy. Like, I'm asking you if you're lost and stuff, and you just sort of kind of grumbled like a serial killer. So I didn't know what to think.
I realize this now, and listen, if I made you feel uncomfortable, I'm really, really, really sorry. I feel really bad, and I'm sorry to be a creep at the end when I dropped you off. I just really didn't want to leave you alone. I didn't want you to get hurt. I just wanted you to be safe, I just feel terrible.
Well, that's sweet, Riley. Now that I understand, I don't know. At the time, I just totally thought you were waiting across the street to, kill me and maybe my friend too.
I don't know.
No, I would never. I didn't want to leave you alone because then if something happened to you, it would have been my fault anyway, and that would have been even worse for me.
Oh. Hey, Riley.
Trust me, killing you and your friend was the furthest thing from my mind that night.
Oh my God.
That's a really weird way to put it, Riley.
Yeah.
But Ellie, does that comfort you to know that was the last thing Riley was thinking about?
I guess so.
Oh my God.
Ellie, would you like to go on a second date with Riley? He actually sounds like a good dude.
Yeah.
We will pay for it.
Well, now that I know the whole story and the whole background on why he was acting the way he was and how I overreacted, now it makes sense, and of course I would. I mean, he's very sweet.
Yay!
Awesome.
Oh my gosh. You need to start watching like HGTV or something and stay away from your Netflix binge shows.
Try cartoons.
Okay.
Ellie, I actually like Forensic Files a lot. Maybe we can get together and watch it sometime.
No.
Nah, I don't. That sounded creepy, Riley. You're back to creepy again, man. I'm sorry.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I don't know why I was thinking about it just right now in the middle of this song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about my friends at advocateslaw.com for some reason.
Thinking about that.
Yeah. I know it's the middle of a song and you're not supposed to be talking here on the radio and whatever, but
Yeah.
I was just sitting here thinking about my friends at Advocates Law, and I was like, I have to talk about them right now. Okay? So, whatever. You've heard this song before, but have you heard that my friends at advocateslaw.com can help you out with any kind of personal injury that you've been involved in, whether you're hurt at work or something like that? They also handle auto as well. So if you've been in like a fender bender, something like that, they can deal with that too. All you have to do is just hit them up, advocateslaw.com, or call them 206-512-3555. They're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Costs you nothing to talk to an attorney. This is what you came for.
I will say, Rihanna did a lot of oohs while you were talking.
She's excited about it too.
How many oohs she does in this song.
So hit them up. It's 206-512-3555 or advocateslaw.com. Okay, cool. All right, sweet. Now that we got that all taken care of, we should also talk real quick about the second date update. In case you missed it,
Because why would we wait for the song to be over to do that?
Riley wanted to call a girl named Ellie. She wasn't calling him back. He kind of knew why. Something very bad happened during their date. He didn't want to use his GPS to find the sports bar that he was going to take her to, so he got lost. Then she got scared and thought he was going to murder her. So she jumped out of the car, demanded that he get lost, and she called her friend to come pick her up, and he waited across the street and watched her the whole time. So she was even more creeped out.
Yeah, but they ended up going out.
Yeah.
You know, she thought she went from, hey, he's going to murder me to be like, yeah, cool, I'll go out again.
I've been out with some other guys, and you know what? I'll take a little bit of murder. That's fine. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Today, a listener named Patrick is on the phone to do a second date update. He sent us an email that said he doesn't go out with a lot of girls. So he's really hoping that he can get another date
Oh, I already like him.
with Vicky. I guess that's the girl that he went out with, or maybe it's just somebody else, but that's the name he mentioned in his email. Patrick, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
He's
Sounds
paid.
like we're doing better than you are.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Quite the intro,
I didn't mean to just punch you in the gut right away there.
I think you had already punched him, and then you punched him again
Yeah.
with that second one.
Welcome to the show, Patrick.
Uh-huh.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. So your email said that you're really excited about this girl because you don't go out on a lot of dates.
Well, I mean, I go on dates. It's just they're few and far between. There's been 3 in the past couple of years.
Oh, now
3 in the past couple of years is not a bad ratio.
hey, come on, that may be by your choice, right, Patrick? You're just really picky. Is that it?
Not so much that I'm picky. I'll pretty much go out with anyone. It's just
Oh.
I'm not very good at conversations.
Oh, all right. So you clam up a little bit when it comes to going on dates.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, if you have trouble talking to people, then how'd the conversation go on your date?
It actually went surprisingly well. I have an icebreaker that I bring with me, and I use it on this date with Vicky.
That you bring with you. Icebreaker. You're not bringing an ice pick on dates. That could be scary.
Well, no, it's not an actual icebreaker. It doesn't break ice.
Oh, that's good.
What I did was I set up just, a casual restaurant date, and I brought my potted plant.
You what?
I said I brought my potted plant with me.
Like an actual indoor plant you brought with you.
Yeah, just like a succulent,
So it's a small plant.
What is that?
Yeah, and just plop it down there on the table, and it's the only table that has a plant on it, and girls always ask about it.
Okay,
All right,
'cause
so
why wouldn't you?
Do you always bring a potted plant with you on your dates?
Yeah, I've actually found for the past 3 that it's worked really, really well.
No, it hasn't, Patrick, because you've only had 3 dates in a couple years, and you're on the phone with us.
Right, but every date that I brought the plant on, the girl laughs, and that takes the focus away from me. So it gets rid of my anxiety about the date, and it just lets us kind of, as I said before, break the ice.
I will say, at first, I was pretty judgy, but when you paint it like that, the plant sounds like a good idea.
Kind of works.
It really works. We talk about watering it, playing music to the plant, pruning it, and like how the greenness in the room just brings out a happier mood for people. We end up talking about the plant for the entire date.
Okay, so it's sort of like you bring your own wingman, except your wingman is a plant.
Oh, good analogy.
Yeah, you could say it's like a wingman, but I think it's much better than a wingman because it allows me then to control the conversation and there's no blocking going on from the plant.
Yeah, that's true.
true.
And when you wait, though, they're going to develop someday, and they're going to be able to steal your girl. You never know.
I hope not.
I mean, the plant sounds great in the initial, break the ice moment, but when you say that you talked about it the entire time, was she able to learn about who you were as well?
Yeah, so, as we're talking about plants and plant facts, I get to put in little bits of information about myself in there, and, as it relates to the conversation, that's when I can talk about myself.
So you're like, you know who else loves water?
Yeah.
This guy. Can't get enough.
Yeah, I mean, more or less.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. How did it work then? So the date, you guys obviously had a conversation a lot about the plant, but what happened at the end of the date?
Well, at the end of the date, I decided to just, I kept the whole plant thing going, and I ordered an Uber, and I put the plant in initially as a joke, and like tucked it in, put a seatbelt on it, whispered to the plant, and then I said to her, "Oh well, time for the plant to go home," and she laughed. She thought it was funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is funny.
But then I was like, "Oh, if the plant goes, I have to go too." So, and that's kind of how I wrapped it up.
All right.
Okay.
Did she seem like she wanted to hang out longer without the plant?
I don't know. It was really difficult to read her towards the end, but she did give me a hug. So I thought that was a big thumbs up there.
Yeah.
She gave you a hug. Well, what I'm thinking is she might not be calling you back because maybe she was hoping you would have made that joke about the plant going home, and you two could have still hung out the rest of the night. But instead you were like, yeah, I'm going to get out of here too, and then left.
I hope that's not the case. Like, if that's so, then I guess the plant did end up blocking me.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
That plant's not going to get water for a week now.
And how long has it been since you heard from her?
Well, I was texting her last week. She'll respond if I say, like, "Hi, how are you? How's your day going?" But if I ask her if she wants to go on another date, she doesn't respond.
Huh.
All right, that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Great. Sounds great. Thank you.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
We're right in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just joining us, Patrick is on the phone. And I'm really surprised that Patrick is not getting a call back from the girl he went out with. Her name is Vicky. Because on his first date, he gave her the old green thumb. That's right.
What girl
And
can resist?
For all you perverts out there that are thinking about what the green thumb could be, you're exactly right.
No!
He gave her a plant. Well, he didn't actually give it to her. He brought a plant on his first date because Patrick says that he's not the best conversationalist when it comes to the ladies, and he gets a little nervous, so he brings a plant along with him as an icebreaker. Then they can start talking about the plant, and hopefully it leads to other things.
Patrick, you are a sweet underdog in this story, and I really, really hope that there is a reasonable explanation for her not calling you back.
Well, I hope so too. Thank you
Yeah.
for one person being on my side.
I'm on your side completely, man. I really want you to get another date with her.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to dial her phone number right now and see if we can figure out why she's not calling you back, okay?
Super.
Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, may I speak to Vicky, please?
this is she who's speaking.
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. How are you?
I'm sorry, who is it?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. Does that mean anything to you?
Like the radio?
Yeah, kind of like it.
Or exactly like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you heard of our show before?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm really confused right now.
Well, let me help you out. We recently got an email from one of our listeners, and it was about you.
Whoa.
That's
Okay.
You,
probably the appropriate response.
You went out on a date with a dude named Patrick a little while ago.
Oh, gosh.
Come on, Patrick the plant guy.
I know, Pap.
Okay, well, Patrick emailed us because he said he really enjoyed your date, but now you're not calling him
no.
back. So he thought maybe we could get you on the phone and find out what went wrong.
Wow, okay.
I'm hoping that you just have like a reasonable excuse. Like, you've been out of town for work. Patrick was a great guy. You're ready to give him another shot.
Not quite.
Oh, really?
So what'd you think of Patrick?
He was really nice. I mean, he's pretty awkward, but he means well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are positives.
So nice overall, though.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Can I tell you what he told us about your date, and then you see if you agree?
Please.
Okay. So he said that when you guys went out, he took a plant along with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he does that so he can have an icebreaker to start a conversation.
He said that it made you laugh. Like, I mean, who wouldn't laugh at that situation?
I was laughing, but I think it was for a different reason than he thought.
What do you
Like
mean?
you were laughing at him and not with him.
Well, you're not going to believe this, but this is not the first time this year that I go out with a dude who brings a plant.
What? You've gone out with a plant guy before Patrick the plant guy?
I know. It's totally unbelievable, but it's true.
Where are you meeting these men? In like an arboretum or something, or a greenhouse?
No, I was completely shocked, and then I realized what was going on.
Why you must be putting some sort of bring a plant on the date vibe out. I don't know.
What was going on?
So after the first time that happened to me, I was really weirded out, and then I thought, well, that guy's just a creep. So I didn't think about it any further. But then after Patrick did it too, I was like, something's going on. I got to figure it out.
Yeah, what's this horrible trend of dudes taking plants on dates?
So after I went out with Patrick, I got home and I Googled it. And sure enough, I found it on a dating blog. I guess it's a way for guys to break the ice when they're out with a girl.
Oh, it's like a self-help type thing?
Yeah, I mean, this is for guys who really have trouble talking to women who get, like, sweaty hands, and I guess it's supposed to help.
That's so sweet, though.
So now there's a new trend among guys that I haven't heard of yet of bringing plants with you so that you can talk to your date.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and he even used some of the suggested moves that I read, so I think that's when I was like, okay, no.
What are the suggested... Wait, you have to tell me what the suggested moves are.
Well, one of them that I read was to order a beer for the plant and then pour it in, and sure enough, he did.
So he's stealing all of his moves from this dating blog.
So good, though.
I mean, it just wasn't original, and I
Yeah.
just wanted him to be himself.
And you run the risk of getting that plant hammered, and we know how mouthy they can be when they're drunk.
Handsy, too.
Overall, it was just kind of disappointing because I want to get to know someone for who they are and not someone who's just putting on an act.
Yeah, but
Right.
you gotta give him some credit. It wasn't like an act to get you in bed. It was an act to break his own weird anxiety stuff.
I mean, how do you know that he didn't want to get me in bed with the plan?
Well,
Or was it an eggplant that he took with him? Because if it was,
Dude,
that means business.
that would have been amazing.
I just thought it was really weird.
Yeah, it is really weird. It's weird that you went out with two guys who
It
did
is.
this.
Two plant guys.
Lucky me.
Yeah, and it's even weirder that one of those guys is actually on the phone listening and wants to talk to you. And that guy is Patrick.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Hey, Vicky.
Oh, no, come on.
So you figured me out, huh?
I sure did.
I mean, you know why I did it. Just anxiety gets to me, especially being on a date with someone as beautiful as yourself.
Aww.
Aw.
Well, that's nice.
Come on.
That's really nice, but I just wish you could have been more genuine instead of following instructions from a blog.
Well, as a matter of fact, the blog did say to use a different type of plant, and I just went with the one that I felt comfortable with.
Oh, look at that. The comfortable plant.
Yeah, so he put his own spin on it, Vicky.
I mean, it's not the type of plant, it's just the plant.
See what's going on here? We're still talking about the plant, Vicky, just like the date.
Oh, you are smooth, Patrick.
Right, and that was the problem, that I wanted to get to know you, not the plant.
Right, and getting to know me takes a while. I'm, a complex person.
Oh my God.
You guys are laughing, but I'm a complex person, and I do enjoy plants. I have plenty of plants around my house, and it eases my anxiety, it eases my tensions, and provides fresh air for my home.
There you go.
See, look at that.
Hey, Vicky, Patrick is a complex person. Would you like to go out with him again for a second date and get to explore all of his complexities? We will pay for it. We'll pay for a second date.
I feel like you should really give him a second chance. Like, he understands that you were uncomfortable with the plant. You want to see who he is.
I don't know. I just feel like if Patrick could talk to me about him or I instead of the plant, then maybe that would be...
Well, Vicky, I'm going to jump in here because, look, I hear you and you want to converse. So something you didn't learn about me on the date is that I'm actually a pro yo-yoer.
Wow.
Dude, that is like, it's almost like a celebrity.
Is that for real, Patrick?
Yeah, I've been doing it for over 16 years now, and I've got tricks that I do myself that nobody else does.
There you go, Vicky. That's something interesting. A pro yo-yoer.
That's just not really a big turn on for me.
What are you talking about? Walk the dog? Hello.
Oh, walking the dog is old school. My tricks are so much better than that.
Come on, Vicky. A pro yo-yoer who needs a plant in order to start a conversation. You're telling me that you're not turned on because I've got to take a shower.
You know what they say about a man who can handle a yo-yo, Vicky?
And I don't, actually. I feel like if this, then what else? What other weird thing is going to pop up?
Vicky, the one other thing that you need to know about me is that I really genuinely like you. 100% really do. I promise. It's not a lie.
I don't think I can do it.
Oh, man. Vicky, that was so heartfelt.
Dude, give up, Patrick. It's not going to happen. You've tried your best.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was easy. Patrick, time to move on, I guess. And Vicky, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
At least you have a cool story to tell about your date. Patrick, next time, don't give up the fight so quick, man.
Okay.
All right. Work in progress.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592. It says, honestly, I think it's less weird that he thought to bring a plant on his date because he found it on a dating website. I just thought he had an obsession with plants. And so I would have gone out with him after I found that out.
Yeah.
Talking about today's second date update. That was taped while Brooke was still here. Jackie is in studio filling in while Brooke's out on maternity leave. But Patrick wanted to call a girl named Vicky who wasn't calling him back after their date. The reason that she wasn't calling him back was because, well, it wasn't because he brought a plant on the date. So he brought a plant on the date as a conversation starter, and he spent the whole time talking about the plant, and he thought that's why she wasn't calling back.
He's a nervous guy.
But
so.
she had actually had that happen to her before. What? Because apparently it's on some dating website, and dudes have been bringing plants on dates as conversation starters. So that wasn't the weirdest part, but it was just the fact that he was like awkward and couldn't have a conversation and just kind of talked about the plant the whole time.
Yeah.
And
His
she
voice
thought,
is really soothing too. It kind of made me. I would have fallen asleep, I think, on the date.
yeah, she thought maybe he didn't have a lot to offer other than just being awkward.
Yeah.
But he did say that he is a yo-yo player. Yo-yo, professional yo-yoer, right? Yo-yo player is probably not the right word. I probably offended a lot of yo-yoers out there, but like a pro yo-yoer. So
Do you guys get what it's like to be? Well, I mean, I guess you guys do get what it's like to be. It's horrible. It is horrible to be single with these kind of people out there.
You got to resort to all kinds of things.
this is what you get. This is your dating pool.
This is what's left. The plant yo-yo people.
And remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Jubal
Napa know-how. At Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care centers, get a $25 prepaid Visa card when you get any Napa Automotive battery. It's the best deal for some of the best batteries from some of the best car people around. But we might be a little partial. Anywho, pick up any Napa Automotive battery and save $25. Do it yourself or have it done for you. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care centers while supplies last. Offer ends 8/31/20.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, normally when we do second date updates, we talk to the person and we go, what do you think went wrong? Why are you not getting a call back? And they may be able to cite one instance, or a lot of times they're like, I don't know, I have no clue.
Right.
Well, the guy on the phone for a second date update today has multiple reasons why he thinks he's not getting a call back, so that should be fun. Let's start listing them, shall we? Mike, what's up? How are you?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. It sounds like your first date was not the best.
You know, I didn't think it was, that bad in the moment, but looking back now, I'm starting to kind of put the pieces together, and I kind of think I figured it out. I don't know.
Is it something where you only have yourself to blame, or were they circumstances outside your control?
Well, I guess some of them outside my control, but I think I kind of just got awkward with it. I don't know. I think it was me.
So what's the name of the girl that you want to call today?
The girl I want to call today is Andrea.
And where did you meet Andrea?
on Tinder.
Nice.
Actually.
All right, so it started off great anyway.
I love when anybody says that. There's such shame attached to it when it comes out of your mouth.
I mean, it's not the place you want to tell your mom, like, hey, look who I found on Tinder. You know, you don't want to take Tinderella home, so.
Tinderella. All right, so tell us a little bit about Tinderella before you tell us what went wrong on the date.
All right, well, obviously I swiped right, so I thought she was hot. You know, so right off the bat, she's a good-looking girl, and then as I was looking through her pictures and stuff, I was noticing she was athletic. She looked like she played sports and worked out. So, you know, she responded back to me, and we started talking. She was really sassy, so I like that, you know, kind of the bantering back and forth.
How long did you guys chat before you decided to actually go on a date?
It was about a week, so I think that's kind of long for Tinder.
Yeah, it is. Normally it's like 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, yeah, I was like, wow, this is a long relationship.
You guys were practically Tinder married at that point.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about changing my status.
Tell us about the date. What'd you guys actually do?
So on the date, you know, we went to an oyster bar. And she actually, I thought it was nice. She said I could pick her up, which I thought, I was like, okay, all right, you know, actually get to go to her place. So went to pick her up, and that's where I think I started losing control of the situation.
But you started losing control before the situation even barely began, is what it sounds like.
Yeah. I was listening to music in the car, and I wasn't paying attention, you know. I was all excited about her, and I walk her into my vehicle, you know, open the door for her, trying to be a gentleman. And then to get in the car, I turn on the radio, and it just, bam, like right in her face, this music just starts blaring. And it's just like talking about and like all kind of like crazy shit. And oh my God, I turned so red. It was so embarrassing.
Did you apologize right away?
No, I should have apologized. That would have been the right thing to do. Instead, I just kind of like cut it down. And so I was like, do you listen to Lil Wayne? And she's like, no.
All right.
Yeah, I could see that'd be a bad first impression.
Yeah, I think it was.
She's like, what's on this guy's mind? Already picking me up. Okay.
I know. The Tinder and then the music, I don't think it was looking good for me right off the bat.
Did you recover from that, or did she seem disturbed by your music selection the whole night?
It was a little awkward at first, obviously, but I think I started recovering, you know, pretty well. By the time we got to the restaurant, you know, we were talking.
Okay.
That was good.
And how was the oyster bar?
The oyster bar was delicious.
No, I meant how was your time with her at the oyster bar? Sorry, I should have been more specific.
That's okay. Yeah. Well, the time was a little awkward because, you know, like I said, we were talking, everything was cool, and then I thought it'd be funny and try to make a little joke about, you know, oysters are aphrodisiacs, and then she was like, well, in my head, it was funny. It was funny in my head.
It's so easy. It just makes me roll my eyes.
And this is after she got in your car with a song that was blaring about sex. And then you're like, hey, these are aphrodisiacs. Like,
I think the only thing I could have said afterwards to make it more awkward is give like a little wink or something. Like, I don't know. It was bad.
What was your intention of this date?
I mean, I actually liked our bantering on Tinder and stuff. I thought she was really funny and cool. And I've had hookups before off Tinder, obviously, but I kind of wanted this to be a little bit something more.
Okay.
So after all that, did it seem like she liked you at the end of the date? Or was she just trying to get out of there?
Bad, dude.
Like, once again, we start thinking back up, and then we get to her place. I start walking her to her door, and then, you know, I thought the stars were aligning. This is it. You know, I've done this many times before. I lean in for the kiss. And then she's just kind of like, not tonight.
Oh, man. Ouch. How'd you feel when she said that?
I was a little bit caught off guard, honestly, because that's never happened to me before. Not trying to brag, but I'm a pretty good-looking dude, and that's never been just turned down right at the doorstep, you know?
But I feel like there's two ways you can say that. You can say that coyly where you're like, not tonight, got to work harder for it. Yeah. Or you can say not ever.
You know, looking back at it, it kind of seemed like she was just a little bit irritated. So I didn't know that she was done with me. I thought like she needed a moment to get away from tonight and maybe go think things through.
Kind of decompress a little bit.
Yeah.
Have you tried to contact her since your date?
Yeah. I reached out to her and tried texting her and calling her because she did give me her number.
Good.
But she never really responded.
You should have just sent her a link to that Lil Wayne song you were listening to.
I know. I wanted a box of oysters or something.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Oh, cool. Thanks, man.
All right, hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
All right, if you're just tuning in for today's second date update. Oh.
Whoa.
Sorry. Song kind of came out of nowhere. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. That's exactly what happened to Mike on his first date. He thinks that the girl might not be calling him back because a string of things went wrong. He met her on Tinder. They decided to go out to an oyster bar. But when they first got into his car, he forgot that his radio was on to a very inappropriate song. He turned his car on and then just had to look over at her and go, sorry about that.
Romantic.
Mike, are you ready to do your second date update?
Absolutely.
All right. Is that kind of like the song that was playing in your car when she got in?
Yeah, except it was way, way worse. Way worse than that.
There's music that's worse than that.
One long beat.
Yeah.
Mike, she denied your kiss at the end of the night. Is that actually why you want to call her?
You know, actually, I really feel like there could be something way more, than just a little Tinder hookup.
All right. Well, I'll dial her phone number right now, get her on the phone, and find out why she's not calling you back.
All right, I'm a little nervous, but all right.
Here we go. Oh, sorry.
Turn it off.
Hello?
Hi, is Andrea there?
Yeah, this is she.
Hello, Andrea. How are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay.
How are you doing today?
Good. I'm sorry, did you say you were calling from the radio?
Yes, a morning radio show.
What's going on?
We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. What that is if you go out on a date with somebody and then don't call them back after, they get in contact with us to see if we can get you on the phone and find out what went wrong.
Okay.
And so somebody just emailed us about you.
What? This is so weird.
His name is Mike, and you guys met on Tinder.
Oh, my God. Mike?
Yes. Mike has been trying to contact you since your date, but apparently you haven't answered any of his phone calls or text messages.
And he didn't take the hint, apparently.
Well, he took the hint. He knows that you don't want to get back to him for some reason, but he doesn't know why, so he asked if we could get you on the phone and get that answer.
On the radio.
Yes. Did you like Mike at all?
Well, what did he tell you guys? What do you know?
He told us how you met. He also admitted to us that he feels like your first date was kind of awkward. There was a point, I guess, where he picked you up and you got in the car and he had a really inappropriate song blaring on the radio. He thought you might have felt awkward about that.
Yeah, that was weird.
I don't.
But,
He also told us how you turned him down for a kiss at the end of the date and you said, no, not tonight, or something like that.
he told you a lot.
Yeah, he did. He told us all about your date. He also said that he really likes you and wants to see you again.
God, honestly, the most shocking part of the night was when he came to pick me up. He looked nothing like his Tinder profile.
Oh.
He catfished you?
Oh.
No, it's not that he didn't, like it wasn't like he was a different person. He had bruises all over his face.
Wait, when he came to pick you up?
Like, he looked like he got the kicked out of him.
Really?
What?
He did not mention that.
Huge black eye, fat lip, and I was like, oh my God, what happened?
What did he say?
It's so weird. He told me that he, does that sometimes. He gets into, fights with his friends,
What?
MMA style in his backyard.
Oh my
once a
gosh.
month, like a fight club thing. They fight each other, and so you're just super whatever, no big deal.
Nonchalant
And
fighting.
so just looks like that a lot of the time because he and his friends beat the shit out of each other.
So he does novice style MMA in his backyard.
I guess.
And he thought, was he saying this to impress you or?
No, I asked him why his face looked like scrambled eggs. He was like, why did I just do this? Not a big deal. Totally casual.
So, no big deal. Me and my friends just fight in the backyard once a month.
Yeah, it was so weird. I mean, he could have like at least warned me that he was going to look like, cheese grater went on his, I couldn't.
Cheese
grater? Look at him.
Would you have gone out with him, though, if he would have said, hey, by the way, this is what I do in my spare time, and I'm going to show up with a black eye?
Oh, that's so weird. It's so weird. Who does that? What kind of psychological issues go into needing to beat the crap out of each other? Like, what is that?
He didn't tell us any of that. He just told us about your date, and it was all good except for those couple of weird things. He didn't tell us that he showed up and looked like somebody had beaten him with a bag of pennies.
It was horrifying. I couldn't believe it.
I want to know a little bit more about his backyard MMA ring.
You want to get in on it,
Yeah,
don't
I do.
you?
I want to get in on that action. Let's ask him about it, Andrea, because he's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yeah.
No, he is not on the phone.
Yes, he is. Mike?
How's it going?
What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing? Look, I just wanted to tell you, you could just texted me or called me, and then we have to do this.
We didn't have to do this, period. You could take a hint and just let it go.
Like, you gave me your number, so obviously you're cool to give me your number, so you should expect a phone call or a text.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean?
Oh, my God.
Okay, Andrea, first off, my face looks great right now. I've never broken a bone or anything. It was just a little beat up, and for the record, I won. So there you go.
Just a little beat up?
Oh my God. That wasn't even that bad. Normally it looks like my face went through a grinder, but this time it was fine.
Oh my God. And that's supposed to be attractive to me?
Andrea, look, I had a fight the night before with my bros, so I don't know what you want me to do.
Your bros? Oh my God.
I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. Honestly, you saw by my pictures that I like athletic things and MMA and stuff.
Athletic things is one thing. Beating the out of each other in a backyard for the giggles is a completely different psychological issue.
It's making me better. It's making me better. Like, I don't understand what's the big deal.
What is it making you better at? Better at what?
Well, I don't even know why you're so upset, but you should be excited to have, friends that enjoy hanging out with me and stuff. That should say something about my social life.
It does say something about your social life. I'm learning everything I need to know.
I mean, what were you doing the other night before our day? Were you just petting your cat and watching Netflix or what?
Are you judging me? Is that what's happening right now?
Oh, wow.
Is this your attempt to get me out on a second date with you? Seriously?
No, I just don't understand. All of a sudden you're coming out bashing my face, which it already was bashed enough. Don't need any of that. So
you were eating oysters and blood was dribbling onto your chin.
Shut up.
Look, it was just, I keep telling you, it was just from the night before. It was just a little cut. Made me bleed a little bit. I'm a man. I can handle it. It's not a big deal.
How the hell do you think that someone wants to kiss a person who's bleeding all over their food?
Oh my God, seriously. He leaned toward me and I was like, seriously? You want me to kiss that? Hell no.
Mike, I support your MMA backyard fighting if you want to do that, but why didn't you warn her though? Like, hey, I'm going to show up and my face is going to be bruised.
Honestly, it was just the night before, and I thought, hey, I didn't think it looked that bad, honestly, in comparison to other times.
Or better
my bros told me it wouldn't be a big deal. They thought she'd be cool with it.
Why would you plan a fight the night before a first date? If that's going to be your hobby, maybe wait till after.
I mean, I get what you're saying there, but we plan this every month. It's the same day, so I wasn't going to miss it. You know what I mean? It's the same day every month.
That's more important than her, duh.
Andrew, look, sometimes, I go through there, I don't even have, a scratch on my face or anything. I'm completely fine. So, that night, a little bit rougher, I'll admit, but whatever. I didn't think it'd be that big of a deal. And right now, face looks fine. You should come out and see me now.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Are you sure, Andrea? Because I would like to ask you out on a second date with Mike. We will pay for it if you'll go out with him again.
I'd rather punch myself in the face than go on another date with him.
Oh, come on. It's really not that big of a deal. I don't know why you're making this a big deal. Look, I look great right now. I look better than my Tinder picture, honestly.
Listen, I'm not into this. I'm sure there's somebody else out there who will totally appreciate it. Maybe, but I'm out.
Mike, I'm sorry. No second date, man.
That's a bummer, man. I really liked her.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you know what, Mike? Sometimes in dating, it can give you the uppercut and you can be up against the ropes. But I know that you can get back on track and stand up like the true champion you are and get back in the dating world.
Awesome, bro. I'm pumped. Let's go do this right now. Why don't you just come fight with me?
I am not going to one of your backyard brawls, Mike.
Come on, man. Come
No.
on.
Do it.
I don't want to do it.